Hey beautiful people, welcome to the channel. Welcome back if you've been here before. This is Message is the Music Tarot. And I haven't been here for a couple of weeks, but I'm back now. And I am going to do a requested reading. Actually two today. One is for the Notorious B.I.G., aka Biggie. And the other request was for Aaron Pierre. Now we did his friend, Calvin Harrison Jr. So we're going to look at Aaron Pierre first. And then the next video I post will be the Notorious B.I.G. So we have, don't bite the hand that feeds you. Don't be ungrateful. Appreciate your blessings. Take care of those who take care of you and are there for you. Interesting. Fire sign energy. Well, not fire sign energy. Pisces, Sagittarius, Taurus, Libra, and Scorpio energy. I know Teyana Taylor is a Sagittarius. He's a Gemini. So let's see what that's about. That could just be feeling grateful, understanding that he needs to value the people in his life, the people who are there for him, and really reciprocal relationships with people, equal give and take with people. We have autonomy. All right, so this is Aquarius energy. This is self-actualizing, freedom, humanity, self-governing, rulership, independence, unpredictable, resourceful, imaginative, innovative, experimental, creative, scientific genius, and forward-thinking. He could be making a lot of changes in his relationships. I feel like he's evaluating a lot of his relationships, especially those that are not necessarily like casual relationships, but more so the ones that he holds near and dear. He's looking at those relationships and figuring out like, okay, who's worth me continuing to invest in? I also feel like obviously he just worked on a project with his girlfriend, Teyana Taylor. He directed or produced or something her content for her album, her new music. She made like a video. I don't know what you call it. But just think thriller. Like she made her own videography, like to go with the discography. Let's see what else. So that could be him expressing his creativity, feeling like he really stepped outside of his comfort zone, did something unique. We have separation anxiety. This is Gemini energy, Gemini Mars, Libra Saturn. We got third party love triangle, regret, remorse, nervous, sleepless nights, overactive imagination, worst nightmare, and mental health issues. So what is he anxious about? Maybe he's in separation from her or someone right now. Thinking ahead, the Three of Wands. Oh, you know what this might be? This is about foresight, planning, waiting, patiently waiting, anticipation. He could be anticipating like something going wrong. It doesn't have to be necessarily with her, but there's something that he might be feeling a bit nervous or worried about. He may not be sleeping very well at night. Could be traveling, could be something that he has on the horizon, or maybe he's nervous about whether or not something is coming through. Because the Three of Wands is like waiting for your ships to come in. Something I feel like has gone really well for him, but he is nervous about the next part of it, whatever the next part is. It could be a role, it could be whatever. Something that's coming up in his life he's very worried about. Maybe it's going to be being in separation from her or someone else in his life. He may be traveling for work. He could be doing work that's maybe overseas. I know he's from overseas. Or maybe they're just in separation right now. This could be something going on in his energy. I'm seeing 3 days and 3 weeks and 9 weeks as well. So if y'all keep up with them and maybe you know what's going on with them, that could be something that's going on. Or he could just be on the edge of his seat, like with anticipation. Like nerve-skited, as they call it. Nervous and anxious and excited about something that he knows he did very well. Maybe it's an audition or something like that. We got failure to plan. Stuck in a comfort zone. Not planning ahead, ill-prepared. Maybe there's something he auditioned for, something he did recently where he feels like he didn't bring his best. It's interesting because the Three of Wands is actually confidence in whatever you've done. But maybe there's some kind of delays, blockages, or like progress has stopped on something. Something he's been working on is not going according to plan. Or he feels ill-prepared or was ill-prepared. It's probably all in his head though with the Nine of Swords here. That's like worrying yourself for nothing. Yeah, reservations. Apprehensive, pragmatic, conservative, methodical, meticulous, slow and steady, cautious. This is the Knight of Pentacles, Virgo, Venus. Detail-oriented and hesitation. That's also being anal retentive and a perfectionist. So he may be overthinking something. This may not be something we will ever know about, but there's something going on with him where he feels like, man, did I do a good job? It could even be her project. I don't know like how people are reacting to it. I haven't watched it. But this could also be just the feeling of, man, I could have done better. Maybe he's like, okay, I did a good job, but I could have done better. We have a slip. What slip? Just like that, all of a sudden, it was in reverse. All of a sudden, without thought or warning, impulsively before you know it, and no hesitation or resistance. Interesting. I mean, sometimes we are not going to know these things, but he could have like fallen recently. Not anything major, but maybe something happened without warning. But it's almost feeling like he's trying to have control over something he know he can't control. I don't know what this is. It feels like behind the scenes. It feels like something that won't be something that the public is privy to. Like something happened and says slip. So that could be a mistake that he made. Like I said, failure to plan. Like I feel he could just be a perfectionist though with the Knight of Pentacles here. That's a really detail-oriented person. That's a person that they're so slow because they want to do everything right. They cross their T's, they dot their I's. He could be beating himself up about something that's really not that serious. And I think it's going to turn out better than he thinks. Crafty, cunning, sneaky, resourceful, strategic, deception, theft, spying, masterful, con artist, scammer, trust issues, fake friend, shame, embarrassment, and a shady individual. Okay. This is trickster energy. What is this? Everything's okay. Relax, stay calm, and keep your composure. That's Sagittarius energy. You got Aquarius moon energy here. There's something going on with some doubts that he's having about something. But the universe is telling him everything's okay. Or this could be Teyana, because this is Sagittarius energy. She could be like the calm to his mental storm, because I definitely see her as more the storm than him, but she might be the calm to his mental storm. They're a good fit for each other. Gemini and Sagittarius are sister signs. So he may overthink. He may even have a lot of trust issues. Again, this feels more, it feels like I'm almost spying. It feels like intimate. It feels like things that a person wouldn't necessarily wear on their sleeve. He may be a person here who just puts on a really brave face. He may have suffered recently. Maybe something happened that he didn't expect. He got himself into a bad situation. Could be something financial or something like that. But it's going to work out for him. But he could have done like business with somebody that's shady. Because this is definitely a thief. Somebody stealing or something. But I feel like this is like getting back on your feet and recovering. So he's going to be fine if that is indeed the case. I'm going to ask specific questions in a minute. We have the damage is done. A tower moment has happened. The point of no return. Inevitable change and an ending. Scorpio and Aries energy. Some kind of plot twist. And then we have leadership position. Aries energy. A promotion. I don't know. Maybe he fired like a manager recently. He changed management. It's like he's making changes to his team. They could have cheated him out of some money. Wow, this could be some kind of authority figure. I don't know if he got a legal situation going on or not, but it feels like he's like severing ties. He's making an executive decision to cut something off. It's mind over matter too. Or like I said, this Aries person could be somebody in a position of authority, leadership, a decision maker. He could also have a big role coming in. I see him, I actually did a mock reading for him, and I see him maybe even playing a role where he's in like, think the movie Gladiator, because that's what I get with the Emperor. Or maybe something where he's like fighting, or something that might be a bit violent, or maybe something centered around like a natural disaster. You know, think of like, what's the movie with Will Smith when the world was ending? I can't think of it. Y'all know the movie I'm talking about with not Jada Pinkett. Vivica Fox was his wife in the movie. I can't think of the name of that movie for some reason. falling in love. He has a strong emotional connection, heavily invested, long-term relationship, grounded, unconditional love, intense feelings, and a tight bond. And he got family feuds over money. So there could be something going on. I feel like it's more business partners with him. And somebody's rubbing it in, taunting him, antagonizing, shaming, throwing it in his face, spiteful, petty, poor sportsmanship. I mean, he could be playing in a movie where he's going to be like an actor or an athlete or a fighter or something like that. Or like I said, some kind of natural disaster movie. Independence Day is the name of the movie. Okay, so I'm going to put these back. No, I'm not going to put these back. I'm going to pull some more. Show me his feelings on Teyana Taylor. I definitely see that. He's in his feelings for her. I feel like I see them a lot together. And even though I'm not one of those people that judge people by just seeing them, because that don't tell you the story, you don't know. They're actors. But I do feel, they're going through the motions at least. What's his true feelings about Teyana Taylor? True feelings. A deadbeat dad. He don't like our baby daddy. An absentee father, financially irresponsible, multiple children by multiple women, abandoned his post and nowhere to be found. Wow. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy, namely Taurus, Mercury. I know Iman is actually a Cancer. He could have a Taurus, Mercury placement or a lot of Earth in his chart. But he's just saying he's unstable. He's financially unstable. He's irresponsible. He's not dependable as a father. He's seeing Iman that way. So that's in relation to her child's father. First thing. So he got feelings about him. May not say it, but he has them. We have a chess move, strategic, power play, clever, planning ahead. I like that because we got failure to plan here. So when it comes to her, he's thinking about the long term. It says thinking long term. Premeditation, brainstorming, which is Gemini and Virgo energy, a master plan, mastermind, and concentration. He likes her mind. Geminis need you to stimulate them. He likes the fact that she's a forward-thinking person and she keeps him on his toes. He feels like she's very smart. And he feels like they could do a lot of, make a lot of power moves together. That's nice. Feelings about her, near and dear, intimacy, matters of the heart, closeness, holding on, and sentimentality. He likes it. He love it there. He said, I ain't going nowhere. He holds her near and dear to his heart. He has a lot of good feelings for her. We got Rich Bish. The Empress, Taurus, Libra. He sees her as money in the bank, living in the lap of luxury, a lavish lifestyle, opulence, high value, a class act. All of your needs are met and surpassed, being taken care of in stable love. So he like, look, she take care of me. He does have Teyana in her soft girl era. She's very soft with him. She acts nothing like she acted when she was with Iman. Even though I thought her and Iman were good too, but as we can see, that wasn't really the case. But she seems softer with Aaron. She calls him Woody. So I don't know. I guess that's his nickname, or maybe that's the pet name. So we have top of the food chain. He sees her as a boss, the Hierophant. He sees her as somebody he could marry. Whoa. Okay, so he feels like she's well connected too. He feels like she's a boss, a big deal. He sees her as the apex predator, but I feel like it's a compliment. He feels like she's the top dog of an ecosystem, the biggest threat, second to none. He feels like she's like, it says a spiritual gatekeeper, but that just could mean, Sagittarians are very spiritual. This feels to me like there's a spiritual connection between the two of them with the Hierophant. This is a high level of commitment, marriage material. Wow. So Jupiter is the highest ranking German god, a spiritual gatekeeper. He feels like she has this potential that she hasn't even really tapped into. He feels like she's a big deal, but he feels like she could be so much better and they could actually bring out the best in each other. I really like this energy. He wants to take care of her. The Empress is a woman that you want to take care of, you want to provide for. He even sees her as a really good mother, and he may even see her as wanting, somebody that he wants to start a family with. They could even be talking about that. She might end up pregnant because the Empress is pregnancy. And then we have idol worship. Their God and your God ain't the same. Capricorn energy. They may have difference of beliefs when it comes to spirituality. If that is indeed the case, he's going to acquiesce to her way because she's showing up as the Hierophant. Hierophant is traditional Christianity, the Abrahamic languages, organized religion. So I don't know if, he's into like an alternative spiritual practice, or it could be the other way around. Whomever is the more traditional, the other person is going to acquiesce to that. We got an unhealthy environment, the 10 of Cups in reverse. This is about her marriage to Amon. We got instant gratification. Capricorn energy and Taurus. Why did I say Taurus? I didn't mean to say that. Aries, Venus, and Pisces, Mars. And Mars and Venus do oppose. So he's looking at some dysfunctional families, some shattered dreams of divorce, the fact that they were misaligned, animosity and tension and friction between her and her ex. And he feels like he sees Amon as the devil. It says instant gratification. The devil is ego, is unchecked ego. He may even feel like, she had a quick turnaround time, like between getting with him, leaving Amon and getting with him. I think it was kind of quick, but I don't know. I don't know these people's timeline. But there's something unhealthy I feel like he's pointing out about. It could even be her family, but it doesn't have to be. It feels more like about the divorce he's pointing out here. You got cognitive consonance, and that is Gemini and Virgo, the magician. So this is consciousness, attitude, and awareness are all in alignment with the subconscious, emotional, and innate beliefs. Having the courage of your convictions, confidence, willpower, and making the intangible tangible. He feels like she's the one. The magician is the one. Somebody that checks all your boxes, satisfies all of your needs. But he is showing up as either him having a hidden personality or her. This is Gemini energy. He is a Gemini. It says lack of space, open to new ideas, and releasing negative thoughts. Geminis are known for wanting their space, as is, Sagittarians are that way as well. He could even be playing a role, though, maybe a role about being incarcerated. Actually, that's how I was introduced to him. He was on a Netflix movie where I think he had gotten out of jail. He was going to get his cousin out of jail or something like that. Yeah, this is jail. So hidden personality, the Eight of Swords in reverse can usually talk about getting unstuck. And with cognitive consonance, he could be brainstorming. This is talent. He has a part of himself that he shows only to her. She's the one that brings it out of him. He's showing up as hard worker. He sees her as a hard worker. He feels like she works a lot. And she's committed to seeing her work through. This is Virgo energy. He may feel like sometimes she puts work before him with the dismiss being here and repetitious persistence. The Eight of Pentacles is somebody that's duty bound. So that could be something. What's happening in the foreseeable future? They're going to be at a crossroads, a decision, a fork in the road. You must choose one path or the other. Can't have it both ways. Be open to exploring more. And we have in the immediate future, the end is in sight. That doesn't mean their relationship is ending, meaning the end of something is in sight. Uncertainty, fairly soon, predictable, as far as one can see, anticipation, foresight. Three of Wands again. He feels like they're going through some kind of shift in their relationship for the better. I feel like it's for the better. This could be like unlocking new emotions or making a bigger promise to each other, commitment to each other. Yep. Okay. I don't know if there's something going on with family, a sibling here on his end or hers that maybe doesn't feel like the relationship is that deep yet, because you got shallow waters, new love, potential, beginning of an emotional connection, infatuation, crush, fresh perspective, recently met, learning and getting to know each other, and building blocks. But sibling rivalry is conflict, outside influences. So there's somebody here, a Leo, possibly Leo Saturn, that may not be in agreement. Now, I did talk about this in the Calvin Harrison Jr. reading. He is a Leo, that he wasn't necessarily in favor of this connection. So even though that's not his sibling, they do see each other as, I'm sure, like professional brothers. So that could be what it is. Okay. He could be making a big ticket item purchase. He could be buying her something. Maybe it's for her birthday. It could be foreign. Maybe it's a car. So just keep your eye on that. He could be making a purchase for her sometime, maybe Christmas or her birthday. This is Capricorn season. Or they could be getting a piece of property somewhere. The Four of Pentacles is a major purchase. He's definitely thinking long term. He's holding on to her. He feels like she's valuable. At least right now. Everybody changes, So let me just pull some tarot really quickly. Let's see what's going on with Aaron. Let's look at his energy towards Calvin as well. See some things he may have coming up. What's coming up next for Aaron? I may have said Calvin, forgive me. Let's see what's coming up next for Aaron Pierre. The Five of Wands, y'all. The rivalry card. We just talked about it. Leo energy. But like I said, he could be playing in a movie. This is competitive sports. So he could be playing an athlete. He could be fighting in a movie. Just think like a boxer or something like that. This could be a role he has coming up. Leo, Saturn, and the Justice card. Okay, there could be some conflict resolution here. There's somebody in his life he may not be seeing eye to eye with. It could be a sibling. It could even have something to do with what's his name? Iman. You know, this can be like fighting for, you know, I don't know if their divorce is final yet, because this is legal issues, divorce and so forth. So you got Libra energy. Yeah, very defensive Leo energy. And the Hierophant, and the Tower, and the Judgment card. They may be eloping. Don't be surprised. They could be planning to elope. Or maybe going on a vacation. Maybe we'll see them like on a vacation or something. In the tabloids. Y'all know how they follow these people around all the time. Something's going on overseas. I know he's from overseas, so this could be them maybe going where he lives. They could just be traveling though. So there is something going on with a decision. And remember what I said, like somebody has like traditional beliefs here. Somebody standing their ground with their beliefs. This could even be the nature of a relationship, because this talks about being committed. Like, you know, I want a traditional relationship. But with the Seven of Wands being here, maybe they're both deciding that's not what they want. I don't know. Or one person may want it and the other person may be a bit more unconventional. Because this is standing your ground. Somebody standing up for their beliefs here. Sometimes this is outdated thinking though. So something like that could be going on between them two. That could even be an issue where they're not seeing eye to eye. The Five of Wands is clashing egos and not seeing eye to eye. The Tower and the Judgment card feels like something disruptive is leading to, it's like groundbreaking. A decision is going to be made here. I feel like these are things we may not ever know about. Scorpio and Aries energy. Let's see. They could be thinking about a move as well. They could be planning to move. Maybe they have a home in his homeland and, you know, over here as well in America. I wouldn't be surprised. They could even be married and maybe not telling anybody because they're trying to protect it, or they're talking about it. Both of these cards are an institution of marriage, but maybe they don't want outside influences involved. It's definitely a feeling of being called higher. Could also be a lot of criticism going on with the Judgment card. People jumping to conclusions about them. They have to make sure they don't allow outside influences to affect and impact their relationship. This feels like a really peaceful relationship. I feel like Teyana is really resting in her femininity. I feel like they're making plans with each other. This feels like it got the potential to be long-term. This is long-term planning here. Wow, that's nice. Queen of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles. Maybe somebody's going to be traveling for work, or there's some kind of debating here, or contract negotiations or something like that going on. Work related for him. Okay, I'm going to check out his relationship with Calvin Harrison, just because somebody asked. I feel like he's going to be having a resolution to some kind of conflict in his life. Remember I said somebody could have stolen from him? That Tower is like, what did the card say? The damage is done. That's the Tower. So it does feel like he's getting justice with the Judgment card and the Justice card on the table. Like he's getting his retribution. Okay, so like I said, we may end up hearing about this. We may not. What is his feelings about his brother in Hollywood? Calvin Harrison. Are they still on good terms? Are they still friends? Do they still talk? What is their relationship? The Seven of Cups. They both have their own lives. This is Scorpio Venus energy. I feel like both of their stars are rising, and I don't think there's any love lost, but I do feel like they are friendly and they both have their own things going on. It's kind of the same thing that came out in Calvin Harrison's reading. Yeah, the Six of Swords. This could be distance, the fact that they're both working, traveling. They have their own lives. They're both exploring, you know, their career. Yeah, exploration. They're having fun. They're motivated. They support each other. They have a spiritual friendship. Their friendship is very spiritual. They get each other. But at the same time, they have all of these different things going on in their lives. They're not just sitting around as one-trick ponies. This is somebody that's a motivational speaker, actor, somebody that would command a lot of attention. Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. Calvin is a fire sign. I don't know if Calvin is younger than him, but this is a younger fire sign, so he could be. But they could be talking about maybe doing something together, traveling or working together. They may not have seen each other in a while, but over the next year, they could be like, you know, coming back into union with each other as friends. Put these back. How does he feel about Calvin Harrison Jr.? Ace of Swords. They still talk. He trusts him. He feels like he has a lot of integrity. The Death card in reverse. Yeah, they're still friends. Scorpio energy, Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. The Death card in reverse for me is just giving me that they still communicate. Something could be happening in Scorpio season between the two of them. Ace of Swords is communication, so it looks like they do talk. And the Death card is not in the upright, meaning I feel like nothing's changed. Everything is still the same with them. Yeah, everything's still the same. He loves him. This is Leo energy. He sees him as like a really genuine person. A really, a vibrant person. Somebody who has a really optimistic attitude, a sunny disposition. He sees him as a genuine article, so he sees him as a real friend. They could definitely be working on something together, though. Or maybe, like I said, going on a trip. I see the sun as like fun in the sun. Maybe they talked around his birthday. The sun is birthday energy and it's Leo energy. So just left Leo season. They could have spoken maybe for his birthday or something. Maybe even made plans. Maybe they traveled together. 10 of Wands and the Knight of Wands. With the 4 of Wands. He feels like that's his family. Yeah. And maybe, like I said, if they haven't spoken, this is like delayed news. They may be speaking really soon. So they still get along. The 10 of Wands is just two people working. They're like, look, I'm working. I got a lot on my plate. But they could have a trip coming up, or they could be reuniting pretty soon. I like it. Just get any other messages that need to come out for Calvin. What else is in his energy field? The 2 of Pentacles. I'm seeing negotiations of some kind. The Death card could be the end of negotiations. He may be closing some kind of deal or something. Scorpio season again. 2 of Pentacles, Capricorn season. Let's see. The Devil, Capricorn with the Page of Wands. Interesting. You know, his relationship with Teyana, it feels like it's fun. It feels like he's enjoying getting to know her. She's really keeping him on his toes, especially sexually. Okay, it could be even making him a bit obsessed with her. But only thing is, he has to make sure he leaves wiggle room and that he balances work and home life. And it may even be a good idea, not that there's anything wrong with them working together, but they're going to have to be mindful of intertwining their brand so much, because this is like codependency and unhealthy attachment. They're going to have to watch that, because this is work home life balance, and you don't want to bleed too much of your personal life into your work life, although it can be beneficial. We see Beyonce and Jay-Z do it. We see a lot of couples do it, but I don't know that that's always the healthiest, because sometimes you need a break from your person, you know. And there was some kind of notification or something that went off on my watch over there, so that could have been a sign that I was on to something. Yeah, I mean, these two might be thinking about getting married or something. It could be pretty quickly, and it could be based on a lot of physical attraction and sex. And they got to be mindful of that. Yeah, 7 of Cups is delusional energy, high hopes, wishful thinking. Scorpio Venus energy with the 2 of Cups. This is marriage. Yeah, they're going to have to practice some restraint here. They may be wanting to rush right into a marriage. I would say take your time. And I would also say they need to separate work and personal to a degree, not totally, but don't get too, I mean, because look at Iman and Teyana. That's kind of what they were doing. They had a reality show, the music videos. He was in the music video. It's just like, you kind of got to learn when you make mistakes. You know what I mean? Like, not that that's a bad thing, but we just got to be realistic with ourselves. Sometimes you need a break from your partner. You know, you need time to miss them. You need to, and especially Sagittarius and Geminis, they naturally feel that way. So they got to be worried about like doing too much. You know, being together too much. Some people may disagree, but I don't think it's healthy to be that intertwined with another person. You got to have your own life, have time to miss each other. And those two signs need that, because they'll wear each other out really quickly. It's not like they're earth and water. Earth and water probably could deal with smothering each other, especially water. But not fire and air, not Gemini and Sagittarius. Those two independent signs. I think Gemini's a little more codependent than Sagittarians, but Sagittarians wear a brave face, and a lot of times, sometimes, not everybody, but sometimes they come across as a little more like the worrying, the fears, the whatever could be buried beneath like a tough exterior. At least based on the ones that I know in my experience. All right, y'all. That's it. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Leave me a comment if y'all have any more suggestions. It's kind of hard to read on people that don't have like a long career, because I don't really know what to go into besides his relationship, what he got coming up, and what he may be going through right now. So that was the Aaron Pierre reading. I am doing a Notorious B.I.G. next, so be on the lookout for that. Peace, y'all.